think in metaphors a lot. I'm a right brain person. One of the metaphors that we often use here is that teaching and learning are kind of like crossing a river together. And my job as a teacher is to help lay the stones to help my learners cross the river stone by stone to get to the other side. If the stones are too close, the learner might get bored and it's too easy. If they're too far apart, my learner's going to fall in the river. So as a teacher, I'm always trying to think about what are the stepping stones that my students need in order to successfully cross the river. So after living in Japan and Brazil, my husband and I moved back to Costa Rica, and we wanted to stay in his small little village of El Ingo de Peñas Blancas. And we decided to build our own school in 2004. We both envisioned a place where we could have learning happening for people in the community as well as people from outside the community that come here for short periods of time. Most of our students don't have access to English language classes, either for financial reasons or geographic reasons. And so even though we're in a little town in the middle of nowhere, we're providing a service for people from this area that wouldn't have access to learning English otherwise.
I love Centro Espiral Mana because I can learn English dynamically.
The people here is friendly, I can learn English.
I learn about different cultures.
The teacher is a pura vida.
Mary, she's a woman who made a special place for share that love.
We've been collaborating with World Learning and the SIT Graduate Institute since our beginning. And we've been running the SIT TESOL certificate course since our beginning as well. We've run over 75 courses, which is really exciting for us. It is designed based on reflective practice and experiential learning theories. What I think makes it transformative for many educators is that they really have a chance to slow down, look at themselves as learners and as teachers, and look at their learners and get to know their learners in a new way, as they're also learning current theories about teaching and learning, reading, writing, speaking, listening, culture, grammar, vocabulary.
The teachers have workshops on different techniques, methodologies, and strategies.
The workshops that we do and that they design, they make experiential learning really fun and feel valuable. So all the workshops we do, when we wrap up, I always feel like the trainers make it so it's going to be memorable and it's going to stick with all of their participants, which I think is really important.
And then they get to apply that at night when they teach the students.
To have the chance to teach and to see that theory in real life and in practice is great, because here we learned and then we put into practice what we learned.
I have learned so much and unlearned many things as well. When you become a professional, sometimes you try to follow theories more than your own perspective and being present in the classroom. And this is something I have learned, like how to be present, how to understand your students' feelings, attitudes.
So the next day after the teachers teach, we do feedback sessions where we share our ideas or things that came out during the class the previous night. And the feedback is focused not so much on the teacher, or not just on the teacher, it's also focused on the learning and how it happened during the lessons.
I have found many good pieces of advice. I have to tell you, I have to be honest, that some of the things that have worked well in my lessons have been because they at some point they have asked me questions about, have you considered this, or have you considered changing this, or why, what do you think about doing this in a different way?
The trainers are amazing people. They are so supportive, encouraging. They demonstrate being careful for our learning process and also for our well-being.
I think that the supportive community we have created here is also a big factor. I think that people feel loved and supported in the vulnerability of teaching, because people are sort of invading their classrooms and they're being observed. But the feedback they get, I think it's done tactfully and it's done with a lot of love.
What this course does so well is that it really tries to develop that area of human connection.
Pura vida from Costa Rica! Woo!
And learning how to build that sense of community with learners, and how that can help us then go into all the nitty-gritty of how to teach listening, how to teach reading, writing, pronunciation, etc. But I think that aspect of community and connection is what makes it a huge success.
So sometimes people ask me, why would I come to the middle of rural Costa Rica to take a course? And I tell them, one thing is, it's like coming on a retreat. We're in an isolated place that's close to nature, and there's space and there's time to read and think and discuss and dialogue. It's a kind of place where people come with their heart, soul, and mind and share with each other and leave having learned things they never would have expected.
You have to come here. I won't give you any hint, any clue. You need to be here to experience what I'm experiencing.